NG Models has dropped their hints for their April 2021 model aircraft releases. So, which models do I think they are going to make? Follow this video for my prophecies on which model aircraft they are going to release.
Could you prophesy with me?
NG Models is a model aircraft manufacturer that produces a lot of very high quality aircraft in both 1/400 and 1/200 scale. Every month before they make their releases, they put out a couple hints to the community that has the parcel registrations of the aircraft, and then we have to figure out which ones they are going to make. So in this video, I'm going to make my predictions on which aircraft I think NG Models will make this month according to the hints that we have. And so that being said, we are going to get started, and a note I should mention that because this video comes out with very short notice, I'm not able to get all the pictures that I need for the video, so there's just going to be some background footage for some of these that has nothing to do with the aircraft that we're going to talk about, just simply because I don't have the photos that I need to talk about some of them. So that's a note I need to put in, otherwise I'm going to get a ton of comments complaining, why don't you have the correct plane? So starting off with the very first set of aircraft, we have the Boeing 737 molds, which will include the new variants. The both 700 and -900 variants will be released for the first time here in these April releases, which is very exciting. The first hint appears to be a 737-700 for United Airlines, and I think it could be this one, November 16701. I do think NG Models will do the split skims version first, just simply because there have been so many standard winglet -700s made before for United. There's been one made by JinZi, there's been one made by Aero Classics, and I have both. So I think NG Models will do the one that hasn't been made yet, which is the split skimming tower version. Next up, we have the registration November 25 blank blank November, which this has to be a Southwest 737-700 in the November 250 Whiskey November series. So I think it could be one of two things. It'll either be a Canyon Blue 737-700 standard winglet, like this one right here, and I think there's a good chance that this happens. I don't think we're going to get a Heart 700 because Panda is just announced two of them. The first one, November, I believe it's 936, Whiskey November, is going to be arriving here very soon. I have one coming, so I'm very excited about. So I don't think they're going to do that one. And I think they'll do a Canyon Blue one first, because there hasn't been one made in 1/400 scale in a very long time. Last one was made in 2014 by JinZi, which I have that model. Another option they could do is like this aircraft, November 252 Whiskey November, which is a Boeing 737-700 split skimming towers. Now I do actually think that there's actually a better chance they make the split skimming version than the standard winglet, because there's already been a standard winglet one made before. I'm not exactly sure though, so I'm going to put both of these as possibilities, but we are going to get one of these. So we're going to get Canyon Blue -700, either standard config as November 250 is shown, or this one as 252 is shown. By the way, if you want to go see the pictures that these photographers have very generously sent me, go check the description. I'll have links to all these photos so you can go check them out. Next up, we have the Boeing 737-900, and there are two hints for this one. The first one is going to be very interesting because this one's the one I'm not sure about. It's going to be either one or two aircraft. It's either going to be November 486 Alpha Sierra or 487 Alpha Sierra. 486 Alpha Sierra is in the hybrid livery. Now a lot of people don't know this, but between the time that Alaska Airlines announced the new livery and a couple years before, they did a couple test paints on a couple of their aircraft, and this was one of them. The November 486 Alpha Sierra was in this hybrid livery, so you can see it's still the old livery, but there's some changes. Like the winglet is different, and some of the colors are different, much more like what the new livery is, or the newer livery, the current livery. And so I think there's a good chance this could be made. There's never been a model of this made before, and I think it'd be super cool. I would pick it up right away because I would have always wanted a model of the hybrid Alaska Airlines livery. The other one, and this is the one I think is actually going to be made, but I would love if they make the hybrid one. It's November 487 Alpha Sierra. It is the brand new Alaska Airlines One World Special livery. I would love to get this one. It'd be fairly simple to do this one because NG Models is also going to do the standard livery. So it's very simple to just put on the one world titles and it'd make a great release, and I'd probably pick it up because it'd be a cool model. The other one they're going to make, they said, will be November 43 something something Sierra, which is going to be guaranteed November 434 Alpha Sierra. So this will be the current livery Alaska Airlines 737-900. Now there's only one aircraft that has the current livery that is a -900 in the 430 Alpha Sierra series, and it's this one. And not only that, NG Models released a picture of this aircraft on their website asking about the paint color of the aircraft. So, it is guaranteed to be this aircraft. So you can mark my word, you will see November 434 Alpha Sierra get released at midnight. Now this video is going to go late on the day that the release hints came out. I didn't know about them yesterday, but it's taken so long to get the photos because I actually have to contact the photographers, ask for the photos. It takes quite a long time. This video probably will have taken about 5 to 6 hours just to make because of that. But I do enjoy making these videos for you, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. So 434 Alpha Sierra will get made. Moving on to the Boeing 757s, and I know two of these for sure. First one will be 99-0002, which is a United States Air Force C-32A. It is a 757 transport aircraft which is used for executive services. Now the US Air Force has two variants of the C-32. The C-32A, like this one here that wears the presidential livery. This is my picture that I took at DSM when Vice President Mike Pence came in. And then the other variant that they have is just the white aircraft. It is the C-32B, which is used for other military purposes. The C-32As are a VIP transport aircraft for dignitaries, while the C-32B is more of a utilitarian aircraft. I do think they will make the C-32A, but I do think they will eventually make a C-32B. The other aircraft that we have here that I know for sure is this one. It will be a Monarch Airlines 757-200. This aircraft is registered as Golf-Delta Alpha Juliet Bravo. It's a very cool aircraft, and I'd like to see this one made because there hasn't been a Monarch 752 main 1400 that I know of yet, and I think this would be a cool model. The final one is a Victor Hotel registration, which means it is an Australian airline, but I don't know what it's going to be because the only Australian cargo 752s they've already made, with one exception. They have not made an Australian registered DHL 757. So there is most likely going to be a DHL 757 with the Victor Hotel registration. Moving on to the 747 SP, and this is one of those aircraft types they just don't have any footage for, any photos for. With the short nose, I wasn't able to get any information from photographers or any pictures. So the registration hints you can see here, and the first one, which is November 14, is definitely going to be a United Airlines 747 SP. They did have some aircraft in this registration series, and I do think it is going to be in their Salabass livery. So that's the aircraft we're going to see there. Next up will be two Victor Hotel registered aircraft, and these are guaranteed to be Qantas 747 SPs. Now, NG Models showed a picture of an old livery 747 SP. They want to know about some writing, and so this is definitely going to be one of them. Will be an old livery Qantas 747 SP, registered Victor Hotel Echo Alpha or Echo Alpha Bravo. Those were the two main 747 SPs they had. I think they had a few others, but those are the two most famous ones. So they'll have that one. One of those will be the old livery, and I think the other one will be the later, newer livery Qantas 747 SP they had. They also did have another airline that they rebranded, like Qantas Asia Airlines. And the reason for this, you might have seen like British Airways Asia Airlines or like KLM Asia Airlines, and that's because the Chinese government had put in a restriction that said airline could not fly to both Taiwan and China. So airlines just got around this little restriction by creating a secondary airline that they really operate under the same brand, but just called it a different airline. And that's how British Airways and KLM and Qantas had these weird Asia airline brandings just so they could fly into China and Taiwan at the same time. So we could see that one get made, the Qantas Asia Airlines 747 SP, which would be an interesting model, but I think for this release they're just going to do the two Qantas ones, the old livery and the later livery, which is technically kind of the current livery because the new version of the Qantas livery we got recently is really just an update to the livery they've had for quite some time. Moving on to A321s, this first one I think will be an SAS A321neo. It's Oscar Yankee Dash something. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an SAS one, but the only current SAS A321neo that's out there is Sierra Echo Dash Delta Mike Oscar. So to be honest, it's probably more likely it's just going to be an SAS standard livery A321. In fact, I'm changing my prediction right here. I think it's going to be an SAS standard livery A321, the old livery with just the standard winglets, the fence tip winglets. Next up, we will be getting for SOAR, the Qantas Freight Airbus A321 cargo aircraft. This aircraft is registered as Victor Hotel Uniform Lima Delta, and it is the world's first Airbus A321 cargo aircraft. This is a pretty cool plane, and Panda Mars has already released it, but I can guarantee you this is the NG Mars version, and also, just to give you guys a heads up, JinZi will also be making this model as well. So, cool plane, really looking forward to getting this one. Well, I won't get it, but I think a lot of people will. The final one is a Chinese registered A321, and this could almost literally be anything. I mean, who knows? I'm just gonna say I think it's an Air China, probably an Air China A321S. I don't think they made one yet, and I think that'll sell pretty well. And then finally we have the Airbus A350s, and the release hint that we have here is Victor Papa dash something for the first one, and that's going to be Aeroflot A350. Here's a picture here. I have a Victor Quebec dash Alpha Foxtrot Yankee, but they do have some of the Victor Papa registration, so I do think we'll get a Victor Papa registered Aeroflot Airbus A350, which is a cool model. I don't know if it's one for me. I'm really looking for like an Aeroflot 333. I'm a big fan of 777-300, as you guys have probably seen in my videos. I've been buying a lot of them over the last year. And then the final A350 is almost guaranteed to be an Air France A350. I don't think they made one of those yet. There are a couple other French airlines that could be. I think XL Airways had one or two. And then there's like a French leisure airline that has it as well. So it could be that one. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it has like green and purple in its livery. So those are my predictions for the NG Mars April 2021 releases. What are yours? Put them down in the comments. As I like to say, my NG Mars release predictions are the most accurate on the internet. So, you know, most likely about 80% of these are actually going to be correct, because that's currently about my, accuracy rate, about 75-80% for my prediction. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the new NG Mars releases, and God bless you.